What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Walkaround, where we make detailing simple. My name is Sock, and today I have something special for you guys. So today we're going to do a quick 6-month update on a 3-year ceramic coating. And what 3-year ceramic coating is that? That is the DIY Detail Graphene Ceramic Coating. And we will see how well that vehicle is holding up. And if you guys don't know, I will post a video up above. But pretty much it is a vehicle that we ceramic coated 6 months ago, and it was a Kia Stinger. So all in all, check that video out, but I haven't seen the vehicle since. The owner does wash it often, but we will see how well it's actually holding up. And we may need a decon, we may do all that, so I have everything already prepped. But that's pretty much what we do in the maintenance wash, regardless of the fact it's a quick decon wash. So all in all, we're going to be using incredible suds. I have an APC Rinse. I'm going to be using the Owners Pride Grime. I did run a little bit out of the All Clean from DIY Detail, so we will be using the Owners Pride Grime. Then do our contact wash with incredible suds. We may need to, of course, clay the vehicle. We're going to use the Stoner's iron remover, and then use the waterspot remover from DIY Detail to unclog the pores of the paint. And then before we even do all that, of course, I have the wheel and tire cleaner, but this time I am using the Extra Tough wheel and tire cleaner from Extra Tough. So that's about it. Let's move on. Let's get started with the vehicle, see if there's anything that's clogged up or not, and we'll see how well it's maintaining. So if you guys want any products, all the products will be down below in the description for you guys to go and order yourselves. And if you guys want to use code DMS at checkout, use code DMS at checkout for 10% off for any DIY Detail products. And yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so for the wheels and tires, we ended up using the Extra Tough wheel and tire cleaner, and we used this straight, no dilution whatsoever. And as you can see, it foamed up nicely, but not as much as I like it to. But the reason why I used it straight is because it had heavy brake dust, and the tires and rubbers needed to get deep clean as well. So all in all, we just used it straight, and it's one of my favorite wheel and tire cleaners to use, especially winter time, because you can even use this as a waterless wash for your wheels and tires, and it deep cleans amazingly well. And yeah, so that's about it for the wheels and tires. So let's see the hydrophobics on the actual ceramic coating. I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off, and at the moment it is dirty, but it is beading nicely. And the owner hasn't washed the vehicle in the past 3 to 4 weeks. He said a week before Thanksgiving. So let me bring you in, put this down, so you can see that's 3 months in, but it sits outside 24/7, so we will have to decon it. Look at the top areas, still beading, very nice. Rapid beading here. All right, so we just applied the APC Rinse of Owners Pride Grime, and it's breaking down all that dirt and grime off of the paints and off the vehicle. So we want to get rid of that traffic film before we do our contact wash. Once we rinse everything away, then we'll start our contact wash with incredible suds. And then we're definitely going to need a quick iron decon for sure. But that is something that happens over time, especially for something that is a daily driver. But the purpose of this is to make sure that the ceramic coating is doing its job, which it pretty much is. So let me fast forward this, rinse this down, and do the contact wash. So what is the purpose of an APC rinse? And pretty much its purpose is to deep clean as much of the pores of the paint, as well as remove that dirt, grit, and sand off of the paint before we do our contact wash. And just for context, I did spray Rinseless Wash once we rinsed off the APC rinse, and then went ahead and moved along to the contact wash. So that's something I really want to tell you guys ahead in advance. And once we do the contact wash, let's see if the coating is still super clogged, or we may have to move along and continue with the iron remover, water spot remover, and so on. So let's continue on. Let's rinse off. As you can see, the beading is coming back. We just got to keep rinsing the soap off and see how it goes. but we're definitely going to need to decon it with a clay towel and an iron remover. So all in all, after our contact wash, the ceramic coating is beading a little bit more, and it is also sheeting a little bit faster, but it is still clogged as you see. So let's move along to our iron and water spot remover step to see how much more can we unclog this coating. Let's get started with the iron remover. I already have a clay towel already damped with a bit of rinseless suds, and we're going to use the Owners iron remover. Spray this nice. The great thing about the Owners iron remover, it doesn't smell like rotten eggs. The paint still feels nice and smooth, but you feel a tad bit of contamination. But that is normal over time, especially on a daily driver. So think of it like your skin. It just needs to be slightly exfoliated. That way we can reveal, not clear coat, but just remove the impurities that's clogging up the paint. Everything is no pressure. Letting the clay towel do the work so we don't install any swirls or scratches on the paint. All right, so we're done with the iron remover from Owners, and as you can see, all these orange specks, the orange bleeding, that's from the new iron remover from Owners. That it just doesn't stink, which is great. But a lot of orange bleeding for sure. And now we are ready to rinse this off. Let's rinse off and see if we get some slight beading action again. So you can see right there, it is unclogging. And you see more beading. So let me rinse off the rest of the vehicle. We'll take a look, but it is sheeting water for sure as well. And we're gonna apply the DIY Detail water spot remover. All right, so we're using the DIY Detail water spot remover. And as you can see, there's already beading and stuff that's coming back after the iron stage, even on the hood. But we will spray this on, and we want to let it concentrate. We're going to revive and unclog the coating. There's some nice beading over here as well, but we will need this to remove the actual minerals clogging the paint. We already removed the iron that was clogging the paint. And that's it. Just be liberal with it. You really want to ensure that the DIY Detail water spot remover is doing its job. It is an overcast day, so it's even better for us. And just rub it in. So what is the purpose of the DIY Detail water spot remover? And pretty much is a chemical that's more on the acidic side, meaning lower on the pH scale, to help attack and destroy those water spot minerals, calcium deposits, and even limescale deposits that is clogging and masking the characteristics of your ceramic coating. And once we remove those minerals deposits off of the paint that's clogging and masking those ceramic coating properties, we should be seeing rapid beading again. Now, if I was to use a water spot remover, let it dwell and rinse it off, and it does not start beading the way it was like day one, we can pretty much say that the ceramic coating is either on its last legs or it's pretty much gone. So we will see what the water beading properties is after this, so stay tuned. All right, so I'm done spraying the water spot remover. We let it dwell there for about a couple minutes. That way it can eat more into the water spot minerals and rip away those water spot minerals, as well as I sprayed a little bit more just so that way it has more dwell time and more work time and it's not really drying on the panel. Now let's see if the water beading comes back and it's not sheeting anymore. So as you see, the water tension is pretty much gone. Look at all those water beads coming back. We just got to rinse away See that? The more we keep rinsing, the more those beads come back. And we've unclogged the ceramic coating successfully. So all we gotta do is just keep on rinsing, but as you see, nice tight beads. Time to rinse off the rest of the vehicle. I'm gonna put this on the hood so you can see the hood as well. And then I'll pause the video and continue rinsing off the rest. One important tip is to thoroughly rinse off the water spot remover, just because of the simple fact it does have a slight little film, and the more you keep on rinsing, as you saw on the front fender, the more we saw those water beading coming back. So thoroughly rinse it off. Even you see it on the hood as well. The more you rinse, the more those beads come back, because it is still attacking those calcium and water spot minerals. So thoroughly rinse it off the paint and you should see water beading, and I will show you on the next clip on how nice and tight and round the water beads are. Alright, so it's now time for the Dryin, which is ceramic gloss. Like I said, once you rinse off everything, all that beading is back. All of it. You got to rinse off the water spot remover thoroughly, because it will leave a film behind. But it's time to dry the vehicle, and we're going to use ceramic gloss for that. And this will boost up the protection by a lot, for sure. But the ceramic coating itself is doing its job, and look at all that running off the paint. One to two sprays per panel, and that is it. Perfectly clean and protected. Let me show you the rest of those water beads over there. Very, very, very nice. All right, everyone, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the entire process of unclogging the DIY Detail 3-year graphene ceramic coating. Yes, that is a misprint on there, so I'm keeping that as a collectible. But all in all, it is holding up supremely well. And as you saw, we had to do the process step by step. That's the way it works. It was clogged up. It was just sheeting. Some areas were beading because it wanted to bead up, but it was clogged. And I told the owner we will have to do the full decon step. And of course, because I haven't seen it in 6 months, it sits outside 24/7. It is a daily driver, and he only washes it once every 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer, depending if he's busy or not. But that's the purpose of a ceramic coating. That is what it's supposed to do. We've unclogged it after we used the water spot remover from DIY Detail, and we've rinsed off all that film that the water spot remover leaves behind. As you keep rinsing, you see the beads starting to form and come back again, because we're removing those minerals off of the surface, and it was just beading beautifully. We did use ceramic gloss on top of it just so it can last through the winter. It's going to last regardless, but I just like to do that as reinsurance, and that's 6 months in. And I just use ceramic gloss as a drying aid, not necessarily to completely make it last through the winter as I dry the entire vehicle, then applied it dry. No, the ceramic coating is doing its job. It's 6 months in, and it barely gets washed often. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed all that process. For the wheels and tires, I ended up putting ceramic gloss and a Drive Automotive Appearance tire and trim gel, but the vehicle came out amazing. There's the Walkaround. I'm pretty sure I put the Walkaround on the overhead, and all the products will be down below in the description for you guys to order. Happy New Year's. This may be my last video of the new year, or probably one of the last few, maybe this one or 2 more videos, and that's it. So Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.